Hi folks, welcome back to Radford Creations. My name's Luke and welcome back to my workshop. So today here at Radford Creations it is our Halloween special. So I went out to a Halloween shop and I brought some things and we're going to see what we can come up with. Got a few ideas, should be all good. We'll jump straight into it. Please make sure you like, comment and subscribe to this channel. And let's show you what I've brought. First of all, we have this, which some of you may recognise as a Ouija board, and I think it's designed from the hook on the back. I'll take that off, I think, to be sat on a wall. But I'm going to use it as a stand. What I'm going to use it as a stand for, I've also got this. Like plastic, hard plastic skull that has an open and closing mouth. What I'll do is fix that in the middle, like so. I'll just take it round for you. We'll have the mouth slightly open, and then I'm going to have two steel roses coming out of his mouth, winding round and then ending up next to the head, just here. Obviously one the other side. Got a few ideas to do with paintwork and stuff, but also I'm going to take this old lamp I've got here. I'm going to break it all up, so I've got just get all the lamp innards out of it, and I'm going to feed the lamp section come up through the skull, and I've got a really big, like, low light bulb, and I think it'll make a really cool little lamp slash little table for something, I don't know. We'll see how it goes, and yeah, so nice little horror lamp for us. A lot of the work's already been done by our friends at the where did we go? The Halloween house. And yeah, let's get started, guys. First of all, I think we're going to need to do is break this lamp up and try and get the working innards out of it. As soon as we've got that, we know what we're working with. Right then, folks, there we go. That's all disassembled now. I had to take the switch out of the lamp, so I've had to just put the spiced wires back together and insulate it all up. But yeah, as you can see, the bulbs are really sort of low light, almost creepy bulb. Imagine that sticking at the top of the skull. I think it'll be pretty cool. Right, we'll go over to the chalkboard now and we'll have a look at what the plan is for the steel roses. Right, folks, so as you can see, we've got the board, skull, lamp, that stuff's all pretty much sorted, just got to put it together. But what we need to make is the two steel roses that are going to come out of its mouth, flow, do a little spiral, and then sit next to their head. So it's going to be a bit difficult trying to figure out all the angles, because it's got to come out, around, swirl, and then back up and make sure it all sits in the right place. But I think we'll get there. So let's fire up the forge and let's get going. Okay folks, so forging is done. So these are the vines. Obviously this is just the bottom lower jaw. So these are going to come out of the mouth and the roses are going to sit on these here. They turned out okay. They look quite cool when it's done. So what we need to do is a thing I hate most in this world, which is texturing rose templates. Now you can cut these out yourself. You can go on Google and get the templates and stuff if you've got the right machinery. I find it so much easier just to order them online. There's a guy who I use on eBay. I'll put a link in the video description, and he just cuts them out. Obviously he's got some sort of CNC machine or something that just cuts them out, and he just sends them straight to me. It cost me about £5 to get them, so just easier. Not, you know, with the tools I've got, it's going to take me an hour or two to get these cut out. So it's just, you know, it's not really worth my time, whereas I can just get them for a £5 online. But yeah, so you can get them yourselves or order them online is what I'd suggest. But yeah, I'm about to show you the complete hardship and lengthy process, which is texturing these. Okay then folks, so what do we need to texture these rose petals? Obviously we need the rose petals themselves. Obviously I've just cut them out, and so they're all individual. In a block of wood, this is simply to hammer on, because if we do it on the anvil's built to send the force back up, and it'll just make the back of it flat. But what we want the wood to do is give when we hit it, and it'll put a nice texture on both sides. It's the outside really that we actually want the texture on, because as these get folded in, they'll sit. But yeah, we're obviously hitting the inside, and it makes the texture on the other side. So what we also need is a cross peen hammer. So I've got this hammer which I found at a car boot sale, which has 2 different sided cross peens. So we're going to use the one facing up here, and then we're going to be striking straight all the way around. And what that'll do is give the lines all the way up, so it looks like a petal. You can do this with a normal a normal just cross peen hammer if that's all you've got, but obviously you need to be striking sideways so the lines are still going up towards the center and not sideways, which is not what petals look like. Right, we'll do one. I'm not going to do all of these. Okay. So you can now see the difference between the standard flat petal here and the one we've just textured. You see all the ridges in it. Makes it look like a proper petal when we put it in. You don't need to be too accurate with it. Just make sure you're covering everywhere. There's no large gaps. So I'll crack on with this, and we'll come back in a very, very long time when I've finished all these. And done. Jesus. Oh, see the pattern in that now. So that is literally the worst thing to do in the entire world. Oh. Right guys, what we need to do is get the stems bolted into the base so we can weld on the petals and start forming them. Right folks, so obviously this is the tip of the stem here. What I just did off camera is I just put a little bit of weld in between the 2 of these just to keep them together, so they're going to stay exactly as they are now, and I can see how it's all going to line up. So the first one we want to put on is this one, and you want to put this one on upside down so the sides you wasn't hitting when texturing is on the top. Okay, like so. So as you can see, when we forged this, we tapered the end just to help it go through the holes, so we've got stuff to put through the holes now. And what we're going to do is we're just going to weld this on. So you can put these in any direction you want, really, like, you know what I mean, you can have it really far over so it's facing forwards, or over to the side. Obviously you try and want it facing forwards if you want, if you can. But yeah, so what we'll do now is we'll quickly weld it all together. Don't need to worry too much about the middle, because obviously they're all going to start going on top of that now. And then the top one you don't need to worry about, because as you close it all in, it's going to stay exactly where it is. Yep, there you go. She's all on there. So that's the bottom one. That curls downwards. I'll show you that in a bit. So now you want the biggest one on your template. And then you weld that and do exactly the same. Okay, first things first, let's just get the slag off this. So you want to try and get it as far down and close to the last one as possible. You can do this all the way up. What you can do is, some people use threaded rods and put nuts on the end. If you wanted to do it that way, you can do if you're not a very good welder. Not that I am, but if you don't have a welder, so it's just easier ways of doing it. Well, maybe not easier, but different, shall we say. Okay. There you have it, folks. So they've all been welded on. You can see the last weld there. You can see it, so start from the largest one and then go down to the smallest one. So what we're going to do now is use the map cast torch to start in with a small one. We're going to heat up each petal and bend them over so it closes the rows. Yeah. So you want to heat up the points where you're bending, which is obviously the bottom of the petals. Heat them up to a nice reddy colour. It's starting to go red now. There we go. Try and curl these edges in as well, just so the other petals have room to come up. As you start getting heat into it, it'll be easier and quicker to heat up. So it's all closing now. This one. So you can see all the centre closed in, so what we're going to try and do now is close it in a little bit more. What you can use are these, like almost like pincer tongues. If you've got a pair of them, if not, just stick with your pliers. Tongues just give you that much more leverage. So there you have it. So following that same technique, just heating them up and folding them up, we have pretty much a rose. All we need to do now is these little bits bend down and slightly back towards us, and then some of the edges we'll just heat up and then just turn them back over. So you know, they're coming out a bit looking more like a rose. So we'll check in when that's done. There we have it then, folks. That's one steel rose completed. As you can see, like, just bending the tops just out a little bit just to make it more realistic. These have all been bent down and then slightly up. So yeah, we just got the other one to do now, so I'll get that done and we'll see you there. Right then, folks, as you can see, the other rose is all completed, all sorted now, and this is the first mock-up, and as you can see, it looks amazing. Just imagine that coming out of his skull. So what I'm going to do now, folks, I won't bother showing you this because you don't need to see me painting, but I'm just going to paint the rose and the stems black and leave that to dry overnight, and then I'll see you tomorrow for the final fit up and getting the bulb all sorted and in place. But yeah, really happy with how this is going, so I'll see you tomorrow, guys. Right then, folks, welcome back. It's the next day. Obviously it's been painted black, all dry now. There's one thing I want to do, last thing I want to do with this is I want to paint the roses red, but I don't just want to paint the whole thing red. I thought it'd be cool if we could just paint the tops and let it sort of run down so it looks like the roses are sort of bleeding their proper colour. Might work, might not, but it's worth a go. I think it'll be quite unique. So let's jump straight into this then, guys. So first of all, we want to get like the face of the rose mostly red, I think, and then it's not really running, but just need more. Oh, there we go. As you can see here, it's all starting to run down. That's what we want. We want it to sort of look like it's bleeding, like the rose is sort of bleeding its natural colour. You can see that very well. But yeah, I'll crack on with this then, guys, and I'll get back to you when it's done. Right, so we're pretty much done, folks. Just going to leave it to dry for a little bit. As you can see, all the paint running down. So we wanted it to do it to look like it was like bleeding the colour it should be. There's a little bit of clean up to do, but it wasn't too bad, to be honest. Yeah, I think what we need to do now is fit the lamp and then put everything together, and then we're done. Okay, folks, I've just managed to break my my tripod, the bit that holds the phone. So what we need to do now is I need to drill a hole in the top of here, big enough to fit that in. Hole at the bottom, big enough to fit the wire through, and a hole into the Ouija board so the wire can go through and then out the bottom then. And then just got to fix everything down. So I'll go and get that sorted and check back later. Okay then, folks, so as you can see, we've managed to get the light fitting into the top of the skull here. So all I've done there is I've drilled a hole on the drill press, and I used a file just to open it up. Drilled a hole, you can see that, straight through the bottom of the skull so the wire can come out, and then through the board itself. So what we're going to do now is just going to stick everything down, put the plug back on, and then I'll join you when it's all finished. Right then, folks, we are done. Everything is fitted down, everything is secure. I've left the head, the top part of the head with the bulb and that out. It's just hooked into the jaw, it's not going anywhere. But excuse me, just in case something happens with the electronics and it needs replacing or something like that, so we can get to it. If it's all epoxied down, it's not going to be able to get to it, are we? So yeah, I think it looks absolutely amazing. Sorry for how dark it is, but you'll see why in a second. Look at the roses bleeding, look. I think this turned out absolutely awesome. Really, really happy with it. So let's plug the lamp in and see how she looks. If this doesn't work, I'm going to look very stupid. Yes. Yes. That's amazing. Okay, guys. We are done for today. Just so you know, this will be up for sale, so keep an eye on our Facebook page and our Etsy store. But it just goes to show what you can do with some cheap stuff from a Halloween store and a bit of imagination. Okay guys, you have a good Halloween, a safe Halloween, and I'll see you later. Please like, comment and subscribe. Bye guys.